Yeah, my hat's off to UConn. They're, I don't know why they rank very high for a reason. A lot of respect for Danny and the grit and the fight that they play with. They won the rebound battle, they won the game. We told our team, I thought that was one of the biggest keys in the game. Unfortunately, we didn't make many shots, and then didn't find a way to combat that. They got a nice rhythm in the first half. I thought we were very soft defensively, and then you combine that with the fact that we only shot 3 free throws in the first half. It made it very challenging to score when we were missing open shots. I thought we fought the second half. I thought we had some competitive spirit to us. Very proud of Kylan and the job he did. Basically playing 40 minutes. Had his hands full with ball most of the night. He guarded Caravan, he guarded Demery, and then did a nice job on the offensive side for us. But when you don't shoot the ball very well from 3, you got to figure out other ways. And obviously we were 17 of 18 from the free throw line, but 3 the first half gave them all the momentum. So my hats off to them. They're very good. I hope we see them later down the road again, because I think they got an opportunity to make a very, very deep run, and my hats off to UConn.
Kylan, just what's your message as a team leader to your team after a loss like that? You get down to 21 after round 9.
Yeah, same thing with Bama. Be a good lesson for us in the long run. We all come to a school like this to play these types of games in November, to get these games under our belt, get some experience, get to watch the film on this. But yeah, I think Coach said after the game, I think it comes down to toughness, being one of coming out there and just doing everything that matters to win the game. And I think he said a great job after the game for us.
What was maybe the difference as you were able to get back within 7 in the late game to kind of spark that round?
That's just kind of our identity, kind of who we are as a team. We practice those moments a lot, under 3 minutes into the game, who we are as a team and stuff like that. I think that was just us leaning on who we are.
Right here. Just raise your hand, right? Okay, shake your head.
Coach, you have a pretty tough stretch here coming up with 4 games against high-quality opponents. What did you learn from today's game that maybe you can take into these other tough games down the road?
We better get tougher. And again, I think we try to. It's nice we've got guys in practice. We get 8 days right now. That's huge. And we've got to grow in those 8 days, and we need practice desperately. That showed today. But I love where we can be. We have to figure out how to win and be tough. And winning is really, really hard when the ball doesn't go in. How do you do that? Well, 3 free throws in the first half isn't it. And then we've got to have much more grit, much more fight, much more combat, whatever you want to call it, on the defensive side. And when that ball doesn't go in, so we'll see if we can correct some of that. I love where we're at. We've got a lot of pieces. We're still working to put that together, and that's not an excuse, because UConn's had the same thing without some of their guys, but they whooped us today, and that's something we got to get right before we go to Nashville.
Kylan, Thomas looked different. Just different in the second half. What did you see from him that maybe you can build on forward?
Just being that aggressive, I'd say, from the jump. He's really, really good. Sometimes though he can be timid in an aggressive standpoint. I'm always on his butt about practice and the games, just making sure that his energy is there. But he's always so focused on getting other people involved. Sometimes he forgets that he's one of the best players on the court. Is not without a doubt. So yeah, just trying to get him more aggressive from the jump.
Kylan, what was just some of your thoughts about just recognition getting downhill today?
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job with showing on the ball screens, but I kind of try to use that as an advantage. So at the end of the day, the bigs can't see you after they try to get back to their own end. So, you know, we just kept trying to put them in double screen actions and trying to get them trailing off ball cuts and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's many people in the nation who's going to be able to stop me from getting downhill. So I just try to use that for my advantage.
Right here.
Brad, what do you attribute to the shooting to? I mean,
Bad day.
it seemed like you had good looks, though.
Oh, we had Kylan will tell you, we had a medal system, gold, silver medal. We had the highest gold medal rate the first half we've had all year. 65% of our shots were gold medals. And we were elated at halftime because of the shots that we got. You gotta make them. That's just, I mean, it wasn't just threes, it was layups and opportunities right at the front of the rim. And if you're not, then you've got to play with much more aggression, and you got to want to get fouled. And like I said, 3 free throws is that's an issue with me.
Right here, Coach.
Brad, it looked like in the second half especially, you were really working hard to try to find the right lineup from a defensive standpoint. What were you kind of focused on as the game progresses?
Yeah, fight, compete. I mean, Brandon Lee, I thought, was terrific. He gives us, you know, with Kylan and you know, communication, talking. We make a run and then they back screen us twice and we just don't talk. We give up a layup. You know, and it's not about just guarding your guy. It's the communication piece. And like I said, I've got to be better on that side. I've got to get us grittier, nastier, tougher on the defensive side.
Brad, it seems like you're getting off the hay a little good about his defense. Is that what do you want to see from him?
Practice.
Not trying to go the right direction.
Nothing. Practice. He needs practice. He needs practice. He's new to our system. It's all new. It's all foreign. You saw him at the end of the game get into people and really be an aggressive type guy. His conditioning has to continue to improve and get better. And we've had so many games, we haven't spent much time on conditioning. His conditioning's got to get better. And then it's just communication. It is talk. It is seeing things. But Milo's got a ton of ability, and he'll continue to improve and get better there.
Right here.
With only the 3 free throws in the first half, where do you think you were successful offensively to combat that, to be able to keep the score close going?
We weren't. We weren't. I thought that the game was decided in about a 6-minute stretch in the first half. I thought, there was we missed some opportunities. We missed layups. They went on a little run, and which good teams do, and they're going to execute every trip. But it is that fight. Instead of 3 free throws, that needed to be 12 or 13, and there's nothing like stemming the other team's run by getting to the foul line. And they're called free for a reason. You go there with no defense on you, in 17 of 18, you make it. But it was just really soft. It was really casual. And you got to be tough enough to make an uncontested layup.
Right here, Coach.
So you get these guys tougher. How do you do that in practice?
Practice. It's easy. Just practice. Make it hard. Stress them. Put demands on them and expectations and get them tired. Get them mentally tired and pushing them to execute, pushing them to defend, and not making the same mistakes over and over and over. And there's the accountability to that. I'm putting guys on the court that I don't have not been held accountable through practice, and because we're playing so many games and we're just trying to play guys into shape, and that's been the frustrating thing as a coach, and Kylan would attest to this as well. I mean, he's been in every practice. Well, he can play 40 minutes if he needs to because he's in shape. We don't have anybody else that can do that. And that's, yet there's gotta be a connectivity, and that's not, I'm trying not to make an excuse, but we need to grit and grind, get grimy in practice, and we had one day this week that we did a drill that I can usually find out who the quitters are. Because winning is so hard. Winning's really, really, really hard at this level. You're playing a top 5 team, basically in front of all their fans, and you have to find a way to win. And it's the little things. It's not whether you score a point or score a basket. It is when it's really hard, who goes to make the play. And we're not quite there yet.
Coach, in the second half, the team kind of showed some of that grit that you mentioned on defense. Just what did you see there, just specifically, that was different from the first half?
Joy, competitive. I mean, I saw a bunch of guys happy for each other, playing for each other. Kylan's leadership, talking through all that, the energy, the emotion, and never give up. We had a scrimmage. We were down. What were we down against Florida?
15, 16.
Something like that, and we fought back and took a 7-point lead. And that, I knew it's in us, but it was the togetherness, and this is a great group of human beings, a great group of guys. But it's hard. It's not easy exerting any energy. It's not easy to fight, and that's where we're trying to get to. Is we gotta fight. We haven't found a group that fought. We got some stops.
Our last question's right here.
Scott.
Just kind of rest on level. Thomas, what's it look like from your end, from the players' end? Like, what do you need to see from yourself?
I think he was saying like a good, like aggressiveness in a sense. I think sometimes, and at the beginning of the season too, it was kind of a problem for last year's team. Just kind of maybe just a little too timid defensively, and like that translates into everything onto the court. The communication becomes really bad, and then offensively, all sorts of things. So I think like aggressiveness. I think me and B Lee try our best to kind of like hype the guys up in that type of sense. But that's just something you could continuously work on, and then sometimes it just comes natural for people, and sometimes it doesn't.
Okay, thank you.